spouse driving you crazy? Kids driving you crazy? The dog driving you crazy? 5 tips on how to navigate stress. Let's talk about them. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to our RUDF mental series. Today we are talking about 5 ways to navigate those stressful situations, that stressful life that we lead. And we all have it. This is something that doesn't discriminate against anybody. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much money you don't have. It doesn't matter if you're educated, if you're uneducated, black, white. It is the ultimate diverse chaos spreader. So, I decided to gather 5 tips on how we can manage that stress. Okay, so we're going to get into number 1. So with number 1, we're going to prioritize self-care. So we make self-care a non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable part of your routine. We engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's reading, taking a walk, or practicing mindfulness. We need to prioritize that self-care. Even if it's a massage, we know the massage is going to do that. So book the massage. That's a must. But go to the gym, go outdoors, take a hike. Do something that's gonna bring that hot-headedness down a little bit, and let you get back into reality. A lot of the times, what ends up happening is we end up basically grinding ourselves into dust, into nothingness, into a shadow of who we are, because we don't practice self-care. Use myself as an example. When I first got into fitness, I was just out here just being reckless. I wouldn't take care of my body. I would eat whatever I want, which we working on it. But I would just be reckless. And the older we get, we have to pay attention to our bodies. And I always looked at myself as a athlete. So I look at LeBron, I look at any of these athletes that are out right now, and I look at their age, and I'm like, okay, if I went that route, that's what I would like to keep up with. That's where I would want to be. So I'm like, if they're still doing it, if they're where they're at, then I need to make sure, I'm stepping it up and treating myself as such. But what I wasn't doing, LeBron over there in the whole ice bath, holding it for like 5 minutes, over there with the knees all taped up, massages, acupuncture, and I use LeBron just because he's a universal star, so we all know who he is, whether we like him or not. I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so y'all know, if you know basketball, y'all know where I stand with LeBron. But I just use him as an example just because, that's how I'm a Celtics fan, because I just had to explain why I was using LeBron as an example. But I'm digressing. I really needed to make sure I was taking care of my body and doing it in an efficient way if I'm going to look at these athletes as examples. It allows them to be in the best shape possible, not only physically, but mentally as well. And we're not preparing for a basketball game, a football game, hockey, whatever. We are out here just preparing for life, right? You know, it doesn't have to be something crazy. You don't got to do the whole ice bath for 5 minutes. We just got to get out there and show ourselves some love, and from the inside out. You know, so not even just skincare, not even just massages, but you know, meditation and being mindful of our thoughts, and you know, prioritizing self-care. All right, number 2. We want to break tasks into manageable steps. When facing overwhelming tasks, break them down into smaller, more manageable steps. Focus on one step at a time to reduce stress and increase a sense of accomplishment. So I'm a huge fan of this, an absolute fan. If you tried to let's say if you were trying to lose weight and you're, let's say, 200 pounds, and you want to be 160 pounds, and you're like, all right, I'm going to give myself 2 weeks to get there. How am I going to do it? Don't do that. Don't do that. No one would advise you doing that. They would tell you, well, let's break this up into manageable steps, things that are obtainable, and we'll increase and adjust as we go. But let's take these manageable steps to get you to shed X amount of weight. So now what ends up happening is you shed that first 5, right? And you're like, oh, boom, cool. Water weight down. 10, water weight all the way down. Let's do it. And now you're into 20, 30. You know, like, look what's happening to your confidence over time, right? Things are fitting differently. You know, you're able to maybe bend down and pick something up that might have been uncomfortable for you before. You know, like, though, let's stop for a moment and celebrate you for those milestones, for those building blocks to get you to where you need to be. And now when that season is almost done, or you know, we're wrapping up with it, whatever it is, we set up for the next one. Stress alleviated, and we are gradually learning each step of the way, right? So we're not thinking about the end goal, and then all of a sudden all these things, manufacturers are being weird, and tags are not on the right way, or whatever it is. All the things that can happen along the way, you're allowing yourself to attack in each segment, versus it just being this big old mess of just unorganized chaos. You don't want that. You don't want that for your mind. You don't want that for your business, where if you're in business, you know, you don't want that for your school. You don't want that. You want to make sure everything is right where we need to be, and doing it in a manageable way. If we do it in a manageable way, again, we show ourselves that love along the way, we're winning, and we accomplish our tasks. Alright, y'all. Let's get into number 3. We're going to practice deep breathing and relaxation techniques. You want to incorporate deep breathing exercises and relaxation techniques into your day. These practices can help calm the nervous system and alleviate the stress. Try mindful breathing or progressive muscle relaxation as well. So in my previous video with depression, this goes right hand in hand. You got to give yourself time. You got to give yourself space. You have to find a way to reset yourself in the moment. If you don't reset yourself in the moment, just like with depression, the stress just starts to overwhelm us, and then we just start thinking and doing irrational things and things out of character, and I'm stressed out. So it's really important that we focus on all of our relaxation techniques, learning how to reset, learning how to remind ourselves of the truth and the reality of our life and where we're going, and not what's living upstairs. Because our thoughts are our thoughts. They're going to be negative, they're going to be positive, they're going to be like psycho killer status, and then, you know, beautiful, peaceful Gandhi on the other. So the thoughts are going to come ebb and flowing all day. It's very important that we learn how to slow down, breathe, let go of that stress, let go of the negative thoughts, and let those self-soothing thoughts, the self-lifting thoughts come on in and coach us up and get us out of our rut. All right, we got number 4. We're going to establish boundaries. Oh, this is a good one. We want to set clear boundaries between work and personal life. Avoid overcommitting, and don't be afraid to say no when necessary. Protecting your time and energy is crucial for managing stress. And you want to establish boundaries across the board. So friends, family, don't do it with your spouse, don't do it with your kids. Yes, there's certain boundaries, right? But don't set up boundaries around that. But set up the boundaries around outside of that household. And it can get ugly out there. I very unfortunately had to do that not too long ago to my own family member, and that was a very hurtful and it was a hard thing to do. But what ends up happening is, if you are someone who is a source of light for people, if you're someone who is either a bubbly type or you just somebody who people just love being around you, people can take advantage of that. People can see that, recognize that in you, and they'll actually unleash a lot of negative emotion on you. They'll just, and because you're a safe haven, they feel safe around you, so they just kind of let things go. And that's not okay, and it's really not okay when a family member does it, because you're supposed to be my family. We're supposed to, that doesn't make any sense. That's a round peg going in a square hole, and that ain't happening. So I unfortunately had to, block this person from my life to protect my energy and my family's energy. And I say my family's energy because the attack was on me. But what's going to happen is I'm going to go to my family with that energy, and I'm going to project it onto them. Obviously, it's not going to be direct the way it was, but to me, but it's like, why is Dad being weird? Why is Darnell talking to me like this? And it's because inside you just dumped all that on me, and I was having a good day. It's Wednesday. I don't know what day it was, but I'm having a great day, and here you are, just dumping all your negative over here. No, we don't do that. We protect this temple. We work too hard to get to this point. You work too hard to get to this point. Do not allow these people to stress you out and bring you down. That's an absolute no-no. You establish all the boundaries you need. You protect your energy in every way possible. And again, if you don't want to go to that party, how your friends been calling you the whole day. If you don't want to go to that party, you ain't gotta go to that party now. I can't make it. Why? I just can't. Speak of truth. I don't like the people that are there. Don't say that. But, stop saying yes when you want to say no. Cool? Alright, y'all. Number 5. You want to stay connected. Maintain these social connections with friends and family. Sharing your thoughts and feelings with someone you trust can provide emotional support and perspective, helping to alleviate the stress. So if you're lucky enough to have a +1 by your side in this crazy thing we call life, that right there is going to be your main source. My wife is my main source. I will talk like this, like I'm talking to you, the camera, and I'll talk to her like this, and she'll just be like, yeah, just. But we've been talking for like 2 hours, 3 hours. So she's like, alright, D, tap down. But she listens, everything I say never falls on deaf ears, and because I know that she's listening, I know that she's engaged, it allows our connection to literally, because we're on the same page, you know. So if you allow yourself, it doesn't have, if you don't have a plus one, hey, all love, right? Maybe you have a best friend. Maybe you're really cool with your mom and your dad still, you know. Find a way to stay connected to your community. That way you can pick up that phone call and you have that lifeline of like, hey, that teacher, yep, see, you know I don't have to say nothing. That's why I love you, because I ain't even gotta say nothing. You know exactly what I'm about to say. Right there in that moment, that stress just went. So find yourself someone that you could talk to. Find someone who understands you, who gets you, and stay connected. Don't let them just show up for you. You have to show up for them in the same manner. So these 5 tips goes on the other side as well. Alright, y'all. We done. We're out of here. Please subscribe. We have 4 videos already up on our RUDF series, so please go ahead and check them out. Again, please subscribe, hit that like button, hit the comment. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see you when I see you. Chill.